going on, guys? We are back with another video. Well, Turdzilla. It's been sitting for a bit. Came back from Ohio. We drove it around. A lot of really wonky things with it. We're gonna plug in, see if we can tune it, see if we can figure out the codes first, tune it, maybe put it on the dyno. Woo! Turdzilla. Yeah, there's a bunch of different codes, so boop. All right, still running a 4-valve tune. We'll go bring it inside. See if we can kind of figure out some of the goofy stuff and maybe dyno it. Sounds like fun, right? Let's get some outside. Gotta get the outside clip, right? Okay, for those of you guys who don't know, 99 Mustang GT. Had this car on the channel for a while. Sold it at one point. I bought it back as a roller. I stayed in Ohio for a little bit. And it's not been quite perfect since. And I think there's a MAF sensor issue, possibly. So we're gonna take a look in that. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at the wiring there, make sure that's all good. Run through some codes and maybe put it up on the dyno. I think it needs some O2 sensors too. So we gotta run through the list. So I'm gonna spend some time plugging into the computer, figure out some junk. Okay, so here's our current codes. Mass airflow sensor A circuit, and take air temperature sensor. Those two are related. O2 heater sensor circuit sensor 2. So those are rear O2s. That's not a big deal. But camshaft position sensor A circuit bank 1 or single sensor. Okay, so we definitely gotta figure something out. Now we can go ahead and clear these. Key off, key on. Interesting. All right, so they cleared. We'll go ahead and see which ones come back. Okay, guys, hear me out. So we got MAF sensor issues and camshaft position sensor issues. So I swapped the camshaft position sensor. Internet says that if this runs too close to the alternator, it can cause some interference. So what do? We got it out of the way. We got a stock 2-valve MAF and intake setup. We even have the stock IAC little box. None of this will stay permanent, but if we can get to run halfway decent. I also just saw that the oil is pretty fouled out with some fuel. So we need to change that. But I'd like to get it to start running right, change the oil, and honestly, we can dyno it this way. See if we can get it to run right, dyno it. Cool thing is, I got a freaking dyno here. So it's like, we can do this, see how much power that makes, and then do the swap over to the 05 Plus MAF like that. But I wanna eliminate variables. This has a pin that kind of keeps pulling out. So maybe this has been the issue all along. As you can see here, I can't find any other 05 Plus MAF here, believe it or not. Coyote MAFs, I didn't even know this. I went and cut one out. They're also different. They don't use those outer pins. Same connector. But to avoid variables, new camshaft position sensor, ran out, IAC, put a little vacuum cap on here in just a sec. I'm gonna load a stock 2-valve MAF because, well, that's what that is. So let's go give it a try and see if we can start getting this thing to idle at like 14.7 air fuel. And then maybe if it's not too late, I don't know what the time is, but if it's not too late, we will go get some oil, change the oil, maybe strap it down on the lift. We'll see how it goes. That's if things go according to plan. Okay guys, so we have HP tuners open. We have this pulled up against a stock 2-valve file. This is the file that was in the car when it was 4-valve swapped. So this is the MAF values. This is a stock, maybe. Honestly, we should see if we can find a true stock file. I don't know if I have. Oh, here we go. This has a stock MAF for sure. That's the 2-valve drift car that we had before. Let's go ahead and open this guy up. Okay. Yeah, it's different. Let's just go dump it in, because that's a stock file, and we should be able to work with that. So copy over our changes. Looks like we got to buy 2 credits, and we'll flash this guy in. I don't have any SETs here. I have 3 of them, and they're all married to cars that I don't have anymore. So we're going to deal with HP tuners rather than SET. I'd like to maybe put this on an MS3 or something. We'll see how it goes. But I do have an AM wideband there. Okie dokie. Got it writing. Look how awful that looks. Hey, but if it runs good, I'm down with it. Okie dokie. Write complete. Start it up. That's a little rich. It's not too bad. Oh, getting in the right range. That's pretty good. It's not too bad. So HP Tuner's data logger doesn't work the best. Hey, but the map is reading. Look at that. That's a lot better. So we're probably gonna have to log with SCT because this thing like lags a lot. Map ad counts not even showing up. So whenever you're doing a car, building a car, whatever, your basics are to start with the MAF and the injectors. The MAFs on these cars are not as specific as the Coyotes. You know, you tune the MAF for the fuel and the intake, and these are just a little more different. But I kind of forgot a little step here, and that is our injector data. So I have this compared to an 05 Mustang GT injector data, and it's pretty different. So what I'm actually going to go ahead and do is go ahead and copy over all that fun stuff. I'm assuming there was 1464 Stoich value. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay, it's sounding a lot better. Air fuel's in the neighborhood. That's decent. It looks like it needs some more fuel up top, but that's fine. We need that IAC to dip down faster. I think we might be able to dyno it. IAC's acting a little funky, but it is running. Okay, well, things were going good until I'm like, man, why is this thing like idling so high? Yeah, so I unplugged the IAC and it was still idling high. All right, well, that's a pretty necessary coupler for this equation we got here. And it's the only one I have of that sort. So I think we might maybe go to Lowe's, possibly. Might have a poop coupler that's like that. Our only other option is to wire back in the 05 math, but I'd really like to try this, see how it works, and then go from there. Otherwise, it's running pretty good. Need to get the oil changed. It's like I said, it's kind of fouled out with being too rich. Now that we have things kind of under control, we can change the oil. I didn't want to change the oil. I mean, it needs to be changed regardless, but I didn't want to change it if it wasn't going to help. Good old poop coupler. That should do it. Okay, so poop coupler working. We switched the intake tube up because we needed a 4-inch. That BBK is 3-inch, that one's 4-inch, but it still goes to the same MAF size. But hopefully it should idle down like normal. And if all that works, we can throw it on the lift, change the oil, and dyno it, I guess. All right, Turdzilla's inside, going up. Gonna do an oil change, get the nasty stuff out, and we'll get to see what it looks like underneath, because it's been a while. And then I guess we'll try to strap it on the dyno, see if we can make a hit. And that's good for now. All right, so we're just gonna get to it. Okay, so it looks kind of thin and dark, but it's not too bad. Let's try to scoot this in a little bit, get it nice and drained out. It is warm, so that's good. Minimal spillage. Really didn't want to spill anything. Don't really want to do oil changes over here, but this was the easiest thing. Now, wow, those UPR control arms have seen some weathering. Yeah, there's definitely something loose up front. Yeah, we're gonna have to play with some things. See what's so loose up front. It just felt really bad. But, well, it might help to have some K-member rear bolts. Not sure what happened to those. Huh. So that could help. I don't think the whole K-member's moving around, but it definitely could help. Okay, fresh 6-ish quarts. We're gonna check it once it runs for a little bit, but we got fuel dialed in enough to where I know it's not going to get super rich. Gonna turn on the dyno stack. So the tricky part's gonna be getting this backed up on the roller without an e-brake. So I'll let you know how that goes. All right, just like that, we are strapped. Funky intake. Let's see if we can make a full pull. Keep an eye on air fuel. See what happens. Okay, this shifter's really messed up. got the SCT logger going. Okay, ready, and all right, they made a rip, a little rich, but holy shit, no way. All right, let's turn this sound machine off. Holy crap. Make sure we got our log. Okay, it's rich, but holy crap. Dude, 349? Are you kidding me? NA 3 valve? Holy crap. All right, let me look at this log and spend some time. God damn! I didn't think this thing had it in it. Okay, so I just went and trimmed out basically 15% of fuel, since obviously it's pretty rich. We're probably targeting a 12.5, 12.7 air fuel. We're doing the old RPM, line up with there, and then I match up the RPM on the log because I don't have the wideband hooked in there, and I'm missing my cable for my air fuel that goes into the dyno. I use the video, that's why I'm filming in the car. But we're looking pretty good. So I use the MAF add counts to make some adjustments to the MAF. RPM. And 26.5 degrees of spark. If we're being honest, I really think we only have 3 degrees to work with. So I don't know how much more it's going to make. I didn't add any timing. All I did on this is just try to trim out some fuel, so we don't want to be that rich. This is an NA car, so we target around that 12.5, 12.7 area. I think that's 8.5 lambda, 8.5, 8.6, something like that. So we're trying to be in that realm. So we're gonna make another hit. Hopefully I can get you an outside clip, but I'm using literally the phone, the video you're watching, I'm using that to tune, so it works. This was kind of a, well, let's play with the dyno tonight. It's a little bit late, 10:26 p.m. And yeah. All right. We're gonna make another hit. I think the dyno's ready to go. It is. That's much closer. Oh, wow. Well, it's not a huge gain, but it's a gain everywhere. Very nice. So, 352, 322. You can see we're up power everywhere. Go ahead and stop our log. And I think I'm gonna add a tiny bit of fuel in one area, and then probably start sprinkling in some timing. Simple as that. I think we got 27 degrees into it. That's weird. All right, so pretty positive I'm out of fuel. I put any 93 I could find around here in it, probably only a gallon. It's kind of late, but I don't know, I won't be able to sleep. I want to know. I put a tune in it, I had a little bit of timing, fuel's looking pretty dialed. I want to know, so I'm gonna go load up in the truck and grab 5 gallons of 93, and yeah, see what this puppy will make. Then we could hit 380, 350 is already pretty freaking good, and that's on the small intake. I don't know if a bigger intake is really gonna help it that much, but oh, and it appears the camshaft position sensor code doesn't matter. Math code did matter. All right, I'm gonna go get some fuel. A while later, filling her up. So made 359, 340. I did add some timing. I just don't know what's going on with the transition to watt all of a sudden. I didn't make any changes there, so I'm gonna have to see what's going on. Something's goofy. I thought it was out of fuel, but I don't know what it's doing. It's like cutting out really hardcore. I made some really minor changes in the tune, so unless the tune didn't write correctly, I'm gonna play with it. It did make more power though, even though it won't transition into watt correctly. I don't know. So this is the way the runs are shaping up. This is just adding a little bit of timing. I'm trying to figure out why. So timing has nothing really to do with this cutting out issue that we're experiencing. I went and trimmed out some fuel because it looks like it's kind of going rich there, but there was no change down low that caused that. So I'm a little confused, but you can see that we got some solid gains through the whole curve. The torque numbers up, just looks great. Torque number, horsepower's up, making it up to 6,000. Doesn't seem like it's got much more above 6,000, which I guess, you know, it is what it is. But we got a tune flashing in and trimmed out some fuel on the transition. Hopefully that does it. And it seems like we fixed the transition, so I gotta add a little bit more fuel back in there. Well, about the same there. $358. I think that's about it. This is big progress considering the car was nearly undrivable and I really didn't even think it would make any power. So this is super surprising today. And there's a lot of things to address on the car still, including the obviously goofy intake. But now that it's running and I know that there's something workable there, we can really improve on this car. Nope. The same. All right. There's your answer. More fuel, not more power. definitely picked up some good power from 323 torque to 336. Remember, this is an NA car. 349 to 360. Well, let's see. Let me get you the first run and the best run, which they're all about the same, but 349 to 360, 323 to 340. We had a little bit of timing, cleaned up the fuel. If you guys were curious what fuel, being super rich versus leaning it out. Now, I'm not saying that's a lot of power, but if you look, let's see, go look there, 323 to 311. Yeah, that's 10 horsepower down there. You know, and down here, 256 to 246, so 10 horsepower, 10 pound-feet of torque, trimming out some fuel. You can see up here, it kind of just ends up being the same, you know, there. I am suspecting we're probably pretty close to the limit on the fuel pump. This is a stock 2-valve fuel pump that's been in this car forever. Because we're starting to see, not like lean out bad, but even if I command more fuel on the math, it just doesn't give it. I don't know if that's what the layover is, or if it's just the way the cams are locked out and it's just not making much power above 6. It's still making some, you know, it's not like completely falled off. You know, you're about 350, you know, by 6,500 RPM, but we're peaking off down here. So, and this has a Ford Racing manifold, the mother thumper, locked out cams, and long tubes. And we got that little guy intake. So I would like to revisit this with the larger JLT. Then I'm going to get that MAF adapter. Before I go and cut up that intake and do anything else, I'll go ahead and try to do the JLT, which means I'll have to tune the MAF, but we already know our timing. We know that the car works. We got the fuel dial down low. So I'm really, really happy with these results. So comment down below what you think Turdzilla, what you think of the dyno. Having the dyno on the channel, this is huge. This is the first car of mine that I've tuned on the dyno. I've already had 3 other cars that aren't mine on the dyno, and this is awesome. I mean, I don't plan to be out here super late at night every time, but I kind of just started working on it, and I'm like, well, let's just do it. Let's strap it down to the dyno. I kind of thought it was gonna break up or do something crazy, but let's make some steam. So 360 NA out of a 3-valve. That's a lot to me, in my opinion, on 93 octane. So obviously some upgrades, some fixes. We got to figure out what the hell is going on the front end. The short throw shifter is completely shot. I can't even get into first and third. That's why I'm starting in second and putting in fourth. But you know, being that I have a dyno here, you know, I would never recommend bringing a car in this condition to a dyno day, but being that this is my shop and my dyno, it only made sense. So, hit the like button. If you guys want tuning, let me know. I'll tune oddball shit like this, just you gotta make sure your shit's dialed. But Coyotes, of course, I love tuning Coyotes. Those are just cake, and they make really good power. But 3-valve with a 2-valve ECU. You guys saw it here first, and we're using HP tuners because can't even find an SCT around here. So we will see you guys in the next one.